The way we view things is something automatic. It's something that is unconscious to us. It's the idea that we come up in our mind when we see or remember something. Well, this process occurs automatic and it's unconscious. That's why we call it instinct. The intuition is also something that contributes because it's our ability to understand something immediately and without the need of conscious reasoning. This means that we are capable of making our own judgment with the power of our mind to tell our consciousness what we feel is right or wrong. There are some bias though, and this is because there are some factors that affect how we conclude our opinion. And the bias are like our opinion and bias because we're not born without influential mentalities or things. We as knowers acquire knowledge in different ways. There are different ways of knowing according to the theory of knowledge IB Guides Part 4. And no, the ways of knowing are what they sound like, the methods through which knowledge becomes apparent to us. In the IB, there are 8 different ways of knowing: language, sense, perception, emotion, reason, imagination, faith, intuition, and memory. I believe that memory, perception, and emotion are the ones that play the biggest roles in the way we make our own decisions in life, and the way we look at our present. Memory is the basis to where we are able to have our instinct because of it we are capable to make our own judgment in life throughout past experiences. Our instincts affect how we perceive our memory, like once Helen Haft telling memory said. Human memory is a wonderful but valuable instrument. The memories residing within us are not engraved in stone, not only not only due to tend to fade over the years, they often change or even grow to incorporate extraneous features. Memory might not be the most precise instrument to base our judgment in, but is the one that we use the most to create our own instinct. So, how do we know if we're actually right or wrong? This has to do a lot with emotions because what we take our attention the most is what we remember, like something that is emotionally attached to us. This is like a circle that keeps on going, and remember, something that perceives to be right is emotionally attached to you, and your instinct chooses to remember. An example is when I was young, I was treated with a lot of love in a non harmful environment. I interpreted that my life was perfect because I was raised to think that that's the way you should be raised. I am emotionally attached to many events, and those are the ones that I remember the most because they impacted my life. But my childhood and my past are both very influential factors to how I respond in an unconscious and automatic way, as simple to choices I make in my daily life. I was raised in an environment where health was crucial, the way I ate, and this became part of my life. My unconscious decision always goes towards healthiness and against unhealthy food. My judgment was based on my influential memory. This is a simple example linked to my emotion. For my personal project, I decided to choose the topic of health because it's something I'm passionate about, as I said earlier, and it's something which it's influential to me. I felt that I had to share it to the orphanage girls the way they should eat since they don't have the tools as I had, and they didn't know how to have an adequate diet. Their memories were totally different from mine because their childhood was being raised in an unhealthy, abusive environment, and the external factors influenced them. My emotions were leaning towards pity because of how well I was raised compared to theirs, and that encouraged me to take an unconscious action of help. After I did go, my perception of life changed. Even though I knew they were not as fortunate as I was able to change my way of viewing them. When I did talk, I felt as if they were like me, like normal, usual young girls, striving for a goal, but not unprivileged girls. So I changed my perspective on how I saw them. My experiences in life are what shapes me because they build a memory that will change how I instinctively react.